Welcome back. Happy Friday. We're here in Guillén from La Casa Guillén. Welcome to Latino Baseball, Ozzie Guillén Jr., and the usual suspects. What's up, guys?
Very, very excited. I haven't watched this much baseball in a long time. I didn't think. I think I'm more excited because I thought I was going to hate it, but the fact that like the Marlins are playing the Cubs, it's exciting because normally they wouldn't be there. So I've been at home a lot, just watching games.
Well, I think we went through a tough time in this season. Although it's going to be very tough, it was very tough. But I never thought it was going to be so into a fan's way. I think everybody tried to make the playoff, even to the last pitch of the regular season. It was mean something to somebody or some team, and so the playoff. I think it was very exciting. I never thought this season could be like this.
And you know what? To piggyback off what he said, I think MLB needs to learn something from this. That hopefully maybe cut down on the games by like 25 to 30 games. Make the season shorter. Maybe make the playoffs longer because they had the wild card and then the division series. I hope that this gives a lot more fans have been tuning in, obviously because there's a pandemic and you really can't do much. But I hope they take a couple things. Still not a fan of the 3-pitch. I think it actually makes managing harder.
It does. So we'll touch more on that on the brackets when we break it down. But we have a segment here that we call it the Being Guillén, doing it for the gram. And it's when we give you an inside look into the lives of the Guillén family. And you can follow us on Instagram, where videos like this are posted on a consistent basis and daily basis when anything funny or anything pretty much happens in general. So doing it for the gram, the first video of this week's segment that made it in the top ones is Adela dancing in front of the TV, which is something that usually happens, but she's a big fan of Halloween. So check out this video of Adela dancing with her usual suspects. So the famous Luli Pump.
Well, you know what? My mom hasn't decorated for Halloween since maybe like over 10 years, maybe close to 15 because we were in Miami. My mom's house is fully decorated of Halloween stuff, which is awesome. And Adela's, I think she loves Halloween. She goes around spooking people. So this is just one of those things that, my parents having fun with Adela. And obviously it's 24 hours entertainment. The only time that she's asleep is when Ozzie and Sarah get to rest. So
I just have it in the house. She's all over the place. I never she talked about Halloween that much. Halloween for kids is just kind of.
She's not scared. She's not scared of the skeletons.
Anything. She goes skeletal.
Yeah.
Boom. Halloween, and that's for us. I think it's an awesome thing. How to those things.
And you know what? To be honest with you, that people that don't know chronologically, around this time, my parents are already usually booking they were be living in Florida. After the season, they go back to Florida. But these are some of the things that now that they could do with the grandkids because they live in Chicago.
I was going to make a funny joke. I was going to say between the years of 1980, 85 till Ozzie left to go play in another team, he only had to stay in the United States once.
Once when he hurt his knee. Yeah.
No, playoff wise.
Oh,
he had never because they only had made one playoff, so he hadn't experienced that October feel for baseball. But the funny part of this video is the game from the was happening at that moment, and I couldn't watch it, and I was watching it on my phone, and I was like, "This is what I have to do."
Oh my!
And I was tweeting about it. The second video is, I think it's probably one of the funniest things ever, and that's probably the thing that I'm going to miss the most about the Sox being knocked out, and it's not the talent on the field or the games. It's going to be the pre and post game shown with Chuck Garfien, Frank Thomas, and our man Ozzie Guillén. I think right now, and this is my honest opinion, the only competition that you guys have in the market for pre and post game is NBA.
It's inside the NBA.
Who's been together for like a long time. But this is Ozzy after a tough loss in the game, and it's he's laying down in the picture, and it's like from the Titanic.
Paint me like one of your women, Jack.
Maybe one of your women.
Do you remember watching the Titanic? Have you ever seen it? No.
You know what? I'm the only one. I just said that in the air. I never watched that because you guys told me the scene when the mother had the kids in the room.
Also, the boat sinks
because the boat's sinking and nothing to foreshadow.
So the foreshadowing is. So do you guys remember? I always forget his name. I think he actually coaches this year with the Cubs. When he drew the boat.
Shea Hillenbrand.
No, it wasn't Shane Hillenbrand. He drew the
get off the boat.
Get off the boat. It's sinking.
No, that was Toronto with Gibson, who was a man.
Yeah, but he's coaching? Was it Shane Hillenbrand?
Shane Hillenbrand
was playing. No, he
was like. I'm saying the person who said it was a coach now. I think with the Cubs, but he drew a boat every time I think that they now.
Paint me like one of your women, Jack. Listen, this is one after the show. The Sox had lost.
We get the Sox thing out of the way. I know it's in a segment.
Yeah, you go through the emotions, and I'm sure with how the Sox ended, which is one of our segments, it's I'm sure that's how most Sox fans are feeling. And let's be honest, we talk mostly about the Sox and the Cubs. We talk about all MLB, but we live in Chicago.
Yes.
So those are the teams that we hit on, and then we focus on the other ones.
And you know the team very well. Obviously, you managed it. Frank was there, and obviously, when you've been covering a team pre and post game, you're way more involved. The moves. Were you surprised in your professional expert experience of being there? Were you surprised at all how that game had been handled, and what should the White Sox fan feel going into the next year?
Wow, they should feel horrible right now because I thought the White Sox have an opportunity to go to the next level. Either way, the players don't let the big hits. They don't throw the right pitch, but I think they're not handling it the right way. I think from the beginning, it was, it was something. Make a lot of moves out there, making plays uncomfortable. The White Sox fan, they should be very excited because I think they have a great product on the field. They have 5-tool team. They can run, they can hit for power, they pitch well, and the more important thing, they have an unbelievable bullpen. Great bullpen in the future. I think those kids have great arm.
Not yesterday.
Well, they never was in there. They never was in there because, first of all, they was put in the spot they never was there before.
No, I know, and
and that's why I'm very more sad than mad because I think the opportunity. I think they don't feel okay. We just make the playoff. I think that's a bull crap to say okay, we make the playoff. We okay. No, I think this ball club was way better than Oakland A's.
Well, you said so. To your credit, and they should have won the division. You said that team, as soon as you saw it on paper, you said this team wins the division. Should win the division. And you said it on the air.
Yeah. And by the way, that guy was 60 games. Because, look, they finished third. They didn't even finish second. They finished third. They even faced the Yankees, the Boston Red Sox. It's a long season. Sort of Minnesota, sort of Cleveland, sort of everybody around baseball. But I was disappointed because I think those guys fight all the way through it. And the last second, they got knocked down. They can't get up. So that's what I hate the most. And I'm really, I don't say I'm pissed. I can be pissed. It's not my business. But I'm really sad because
you're
a White Sox fan.
You're pissed because you're not going to get to do work for more.
Besides that, it cost me a lot of money.
It cost you money.
You know who? You cost me a lot of money.
And I personally think that the Sox were the favorites to beat Oakland. Vegas had them as
Vegas. You look at the team.
Well,
Oakland,
Vegas makes odds. Oakland won, and they won the division for a reason. They're about to face Houston, and it's funny because they fought and everything. There's a little history there, but it's bittersweet. I'm sure for Sox fans because once you're there and once the way this offense performed, they figured we have a good shot. You beat Oakland, then you got Houston, and now you're thinking like, wait, we're probably going to face the Yankees in the American League Championship
Series. I will take that.
So you're like, anything can happen in a series. I didn't watch. I've watched 2 innings of the game. I recorded it, I got a massage and I came back and I was watching it last night. Very shocked at a lot of the moves. I'm sure they have their reasons. But it was just it just goes to show you that in playoff baseball, everything matters. And you either keep calm or you panic. And I'm excited to even see David Ross today and how the Cubs do, because they're also facing elimination in about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, so there's ways that you can win and lose. And my time is going to be a little bit longer on this because there's a couple things I want to hit on. Number one, I think that the team, talent-wise, the talent's unbelievable. I think the jump that Tim Anderson has made, a guy that 2 years ago everybody was doubting.
Yeah, he's elite.
He's elite. He's there. His performance in the playoff, the guy went to play. 9 hits, 3 games. Congratulations. He's going to get votes for the MVP. Jose Abreu, a season that couldn't have asked any more from him. Luis Robert, I think that if he doesn't hit in that spot, he doesn't go for that long again. That's my opinion, but an amazing year. So a lot of positives. But one of the parts, 2 things that I don't get when you're trying to build for the future. They didn't give the confidence to the pitcher and said, here's the ball, because they're going to have to eventually pitch in multiple rounds. Okay, so that growth factor is there. The other part that I disagree with is you always have to do what made you great to get there. Okay, meaning the New York Yankees are not trying to steal bases and bunt the ball because that's what they dictates. They're a smashing team. The Oakland Athletics, Tampa Bay Rays, they've been playing mind games all year long. That's their style because they don't have the assets and they don't have the names to say, this is my lineup every day. They got to come up with ways like, well, I'm going to pitch a guy in the 2nd inning. I'm going to pitch a guy in the 3rd inning. So you need to decide what type of team you're going to be. And he believes this, a lot of people do, is routine, okay? So in the 1st inning when the pitcher comes out to throw, if he gets hurt, okay, because it can happen, and he has to go to the bullpen so early, your thought as a fan and as a baseball person is, oh my God, how unfortunate that this happens. Now you got to go early to the bullpen. But if you plan that to go that early to the bullpen and you go with this guy, which unfortunately he gets tight, any injury in the future that happens to that kid is going to go back linked to this game. So the way that it was managed, it was questionable. And again, this is something that's up to them. So I think that the sad part is for the fans is that you cannot guarantee tomorrow. You cannot guarantee next year. So the playoff of them getting in, here's the part that they need to understand. When everybody hates on the Twins, hates on teams like Oakland, oh, they always lose in the playoffs.
But they're in.
No, they've shown they've shown year after year, the Braves, that you can do it at 162 games. 162 games compared to 60 is a big, big difference. So the other part that I was upset about was the media, okay? Because you are representing the fans and you want to ask the questions that the fans want answers to. So I thought that the questioning, and it's not being mean, it's, can you give us answers? Like, how did you come up with this plan if this was the plan?
Well, I think they did say that that they had discussed that scenario before. But I'm guessing it's I'm guessing it's the people from the front office and the coaching staff.
Okay, but you're guessing. Again, there's no follow-up question.
And then they said if that situation happened, which was Olsen in the 1st inning, Crochet was the guy. If I'm playing, if I'm a pitcher, I've never pitched unless it was Little League. If I throw a 1-hitter and I give up a base hit and I see a guy start warming up,
you're done.
My butt puckers up. So
I'm thinking
like,
that in the pregame show. Don't let this kid go out. Just so he throw one ball, look back, and somebody wants to
There's no confidence.
No. Right, and look at what happened. Mike Friars, the guy that snitched on the Astros, who's facing the Astros next. Friars, same situation.
Good. Now do something.
Bob Melvin let him pitch.
Well, also because again, when you have a roster,
and you also think before we jump into the next segment, you have to think like, hey, you know what? The guys that you guys are seeing on the screen right now, these guys are going to score. My guys are going to score. This game isn't going to be 1-0. So let Dunning get you 3.
But I was disappointed. That's a terrible move. I don't care who they're talking to. I don't care what dinner or what meeting they have. I'd rather say, it was my decision and it don't work out. I got to agree with that. But if you have a meeting with the organization people, that means all the organization was wrong.
Everyone. I have a question. You played big league baseball. This is like when I like to make people wrong.
And the second one, it was, why you bring Rodon again?
Yeah, I felt
You
bad
not
for him.
lost your lesson before. Why you bring
Yeah,
Rodon? Okay, that's another organization thing. That's the problem.
And
but,
he did.
by the way, even his wife
Yeah, his wife was tweeting.
tweeting
Yeah.
to baseball to the fans, and you want to know it's not coming from me, coming from her. Go check. I don't know her name. God bless her. My respect.
Yeah,
for
she
her.
said he's not.
I
Used to
say
being in
the
league.
wife said exactly what everybody was thinking.
So I have a question though for you as a player. You played in the minor leagues, but you played Major League Baseball for 16 plus seasons. You've coached for 5, 6, managed for like another 8 or 9. When you were on the bench before the game, and you were visualizing the game, regular season, playoff, or whatever, how many times in your career did the game go completely different than what you were imagining?
Every time.
Every day.
Every day, right? You're like,
Every
I'm
time.
gonna get 3 hits. This guy's gonna do this, and then the game started, and it was
So alluding to Ozzy's point is
so you have to
you
change.
can't.
You can't really.
You have to feel the game.
Okay, I have a question. How we say? That's why I don't mind Renteria managing. I don't, because everybody manages his own way. When we say, because when you say that, then people think it's stupid. Of course, media in Chicago, very soft, terrible, no guts. Everyone, talking about everyone, including me, because I'm part of media now. Everyone's out there. Okay? Then, about guys, it used to be me, now you go, congratulations. Congratulations about what?
Well, that's a loser mentality.
Okay, now wait. Then, when you go there and you say, I want to take the ball away from him because that's the plan, because I was worried the kid is going to hit a home run and the game be 3-0.
Well, your offense is one of the best in baseball.
No, not only that, you're saying
No,
like
that is
we don't know that.
We know, we who know that?
We don't know that.
That's what I'm saying.
This is not-
You don't know that. Well, Dunny had never pitched in Oakland. I don't even know if he had ever been to the state of
Matt Olson's hitting 208.
Again, it's a big stadium. So again, so the part is that I wanted to bring that up is that everyone now thinks that they put something in and it comes out.
I tell you
But
what,
that's not
both
right.
sides managing. It was maybe I'm out of the. You know what I mean?
Well, I think Bob Melvin. I think Bob Melvin did a great job after the first
what?
round. After the first game, I think he
Well,
did
I'm
great.
saying you improved though, and again,
And they did have their chances of runners in scoring position. They just couldn't get that big hit. But why?
but that
Most of the runs that they scored are usually
home runs. But here's the thing. So David Ross today, first year manager, when a guy loses a game, okay, when Ozzy beat Scrap Iron in Houston, and when he beat Terry Francona,
Phil Garner.
and when he beat the team, it wasn't because something that they did in a movement. Even though I think with Terry, I think Alex Cora's playing second, ball doesn't go through the legs. Again, as a manager, I think when you beat your opponent, when you go to sit down, did I beat myself? Did I make a move that I shouldn't have made? Did you know that the White Sox gave up 13 walks the year that you guys won the World Series in that game that went 14 innings?
Yes.
So meaning the starter must have had a runner on first base every inning.
I think Freddie did.
No, it was John Garner.
Okay,
Freddie
Freddie had a lot of runs on base.
dictating on that. So going back to this though, so David Ross today, his job, even if he does loses it, is like, I'm gonna lose it because other team beat me. They got more hits. You know, it is what it is. So I think that the future's bright, but there's but there's no guarantee.
On the field, right? Off the field, I don't know.
That's another.
And you know what? The Cubs. I hope you guys are going to watch Cubs Marlins. They got Yu Darvish going for them today,
Something about the Marlins real quick.
which is their best pitcher. They beat your favorite pitcher, Hendricks. Can they? Because the Marlins got also a guy that's pretty nasty going for them.
He's not going today though.
He's going game 3.
He's going game 3.
6 though.
6 though.
Okay. So
As of right now, though, for what I believe, but again, talking about that is, I think the Marlins have a lot of players on their team that in the next 4 years we're going to know, oh, this guy used to be on this team and it was really good. They have a lot of really good arms. So again, I don't think it's going to be a guarantee. And again, when you talk about brackets, okay.
By the way, the pitching style Marlins have, and the way they got great lineup, but the way they hit, the Cubs hit, Marlins got very, very.
and then shout out to Wayne Edwards, a fellow White Sox in the 90s.
Yeah, Wino.
He's saying hi.
What's up, Wino?
Again, that's awesome. So you know what? One of the parts of this postseason, though, that I've been having a lot of fun is the texting back and forth. We talked to Jermaine last night.
Oh my God! I was sitting next to Frank. I had to leave the room because it was Dontrell, JD, all those guys ripping people. I know what it's name. Like, it's Ozzy there. What do you think? Finally, Frank got a heart attack. I leave.
I think the hardest thing for you guys, and I think that's a competitor, is because you know so much that you know by the body language of the players are thinking, and then you can't do anything about it.
Well, we've all been in the clubhouse, and these are the kind of things that you don't know. I mean, Tim Anderson has some great quotes, and I'm looking forward to these next couple of games. Today, the Padres also faced the Cardinals. Yesterday's game was very exciting. You know, we've all been there, and you see these young guys take the next step.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we're watching
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer. We're watching Manny Machado being in a big time team in the big time plays. Not with the Orioles anymore. Tatis struggled, and yesterday he hit 2 outs.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, this is where Luis Robert hit a ball that still hasn't landed yet.
Longest home run.
This is where guys, because even though it's a short regular season, everybody watches the playoffs.
Or gets magnified the opposite.
Way. Managers, coaches, whoever. So you're watching guys take that next step or take it backwards. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the Astros in Oakland. Obviously the Twins are gone. And I know we're going to talk about your bracket or your.
So I'm going to say, okay, let's bring out the bracket.
Your so-called bracket.
The only team that has been eliminated so far that won a division was the Twins. Because I always said from the beginning that if you won the division, you should have at least a bye or something. So the Twins go in winning the division. They get spanked by Houston. 18 games in a row, 17 games in the playoffs that they've gone. So when you look at the brackets, obviously Tampa. When you look at Toronto, though, Charlie Montoyo, young team that weren't supposed to be there, gets eliminated. Is he in the hot seat?
Not at all.
I don't think
not at all.
I don't think
got a young. They had to deal with a lot. They had to even the new stadium. They weren't even in. They weren't even in Toronto. That's a plus for them. Those young guys got experience.
I think he gets votes for manager of the year.
He should. He should, but I think
he gets considered.
Oh, he has
to get considered.
Correct.
So I think they did a great job in Toronto. I think Toronto Blue Jays fans, they just ran into a team that was they played that much better in that series.
Yeah, I think the worst seed in the Central was getting the Yankees.
This is the thing.
I think
everybody hates the Yankees, but when you look at the Yankees lineup, okay, and I think they went through their struggling process, it's a very dangerous team.
Yes.
You know, it's a very dangerous team. I think when you talk about getting beat, I think Sandy Alomar did every right move. They just got outslugged. They took the lead 3 times.
They scored 6 times off Shane Bieber. Nobody was doing anything.
I'm saying it happened yesterday.
They said he was tripping his pitches.
The Cardinals scored 9 runs. A weak offensive team. They scored 9 runs.
The Padres scored 11.
Again, so like when you're offensively, you say as a manager, you say we just didn't pitch well. So you can say those conversations. Houston Astros, though, your boy Dusty.
Wow, he got all kids in the mound.
No, only Zach Greinke is the only starter with a big.
The Astros lose this series, and I don't think anyone is so far disconnected with what's going on. Then I used to love Carlos Correa. I was a big Carlos Correa. I was a big Carlos Correa fan. But you notice how nobody else says anything on the Astros? Not Bregman, not Altuve. It's him. By him saying, what are they going to say now? They're going to say the same thing, that you cheated in 2017 to win the World Series. If you win the World Series this year, congratulations.
But
it doesn't change.
It's 60 games.
But it doesn't change anything.
But then you'll have 2 series.
Exactly. So it's like,
why?
I don't know, but if I'm like, you guys.
Well, this is like this. This is like the comment that you make when you say, well, I committed X crime.
But that was 4 years ago.
But I do great charity.
You still killed somebody.
You still made the crime. So
exactly.
So whatever happens in Houston, and this is the part where Dusty, it's really good for Dusty. If Dusty wins, he's like, I'm a champion. Oh, Dusty, 2016, whatever. Dusty says that's their problem. I'm on my team, but that's never going to change. If Pete Rose gets reinstated in baseball, he's still going to be known as the guy that did all that. And he was.
But I think in Major League Baseball, make those guys cheat like that, and they're still playing. They make those guys using steroids, and they're still playing, or they continue to play. Only 2-3 guys got punished. Okay, why Pete Rose can?
Well, that's that's why. There's a rule. I'm going to make a T-shirt that says Pete Rose, Ozzie Guillén, Jose Canseco, like anyone that they don't like that they keep out because they're like, we don't really like them. This is funny.
Yes, they're saying
By the way, first time he's going to interview AJ King. I just read it. And you're going to interview Alex.
So you know what I'm going to say? But you know what I'm going to do about this, though? Talking about cheating. If he gets a job and he's getting considered, I know we talk about in this day and age about what we're going to teach our children and about this and about that. I'm really going to raise Ozzy and Adela. If you do cheat, just don't get caught.
That's it.
And if you do get caught, say sorry. They will forgive you, and you'll get a second chance.
By the way, it's only about say sorry.
I agree.
Just say I apologize, but they're saying sorry. Yeah, but we had not a question, but yeah, Stanton, he's gotten a couple hits in the playoffs. I know Jason was asking.
I think you know what I'm trying to say. That's the way to talk to the media. We don't do anything yet.
Winner's mentality. But I also agree with him that the Yankees are the Yankees. It's World Series or bust because this
year there's going to be two disappointed teams.
The Yankees and the Dodgers.
The Yankees and the Dodgers. One of those two teams is going to be really looking internally and saying, what else do we have to do? That's why with anybody else, the worst thing that can happen to any other fan and any other fan base, actually both ways, Trevor Bauer goes to whatever team doesn't win the World Series.
I mean, if
the Dodgers lose, they're going to spend all that money on Trevor Bauer. If the Yankees lose, they're going to spend all that money on
correct, and he deserves it. Shout out to Trevor Bauer. He was unbelievable.
Well.
The Braves hadn't won a postseason game in 19 years. That's weird. That's weird.
I looked at it and I'm like, they're wrong. Oh my God, they're wrong. How your TV is going to make that mistake? But it's like, oh my God.
19.
Well, you were there when like the first round was like an automatic. Like I started thinking like,
this is stupid.
People are like, we only go nationally.
Yeah.
But talking about Trevor Bauer, I forgot his agent's name. I actually wrote something on Twitter defending her because somebody called her out on like, well, how are you? She's a female. The number Trevor Bauer's agent, and like was calling her out like she wasn't smart enough or had the credentials. And I was like, you guys have no idea how agents are paid. Like agents is like the person believes in your philosophy, but they're like a really cool combination. I think that he's gonna get it right, but I really think that either of those two teams, if either of them gets knocked out, they're really gonna look internally of either like spending more. Like Minnesota.
Well, hey, you know what? I know a lot of Cubs fans probably still have their plans to go to the West Coast. They're gonna let fans in for the ALCS, NLCS.
Would you go to the game?
No,
only for free.
Only for free. But they're gonna let in. I'm a big free guy.
How much
so the other day, there's somebody watching this show that told me, "Hey, you're gonna play golf on Saturday?" I said, "I'm in." How much does it cost? $80. I said, "Have fun."
To golf?
Yeah. No, I got golf.
I want to play golf Saturday.
I got golf. Oh, Cog Hill, I love you.
So
I got
go back to
October 6th.
now. So do you play now 2 times a day, or are you just gonna keep playing?
No, I'm just wrong. I want to take care of my grandkids.
Okay.
So I'm available to play on Saturday, by the way.
I think I want to play tomorrow because I'm going to go early because Saturday we have a plan to go to see Aurora. Recipe.
Rosa.
To take a day later on. I want to play in the morning.
Okay. Well, I haven't. Last time I played golf.
Oh God!
It was like Zach Collins taking it at bat. When I see the course, I'm gonna say, "Hey,
listen,
you're still a player." It's like Zach Collins. Like, oh, Ozzy, you still play golf? Because I'm still in the roster. So I think also though, no COVID positive tests.
Good, which is great.
For we just told today that
the except the only one that had the president.
He got COVID. Yeah, he got COVID for long time ago.
Whatever. But
today is the first time they text him.
We found out that he was obese. Thank you, Captain Obvious. By the way,
what?
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
No, but he was
obese, like fat, like gordo, like obese. Like
I have a question. Who said you are president?
Oh, I know I'm obese. Well, I found out. I'm extremely obese.
No, wait a minute. You said the president find out he's obese.
No, I'm saying like they wrote on the paper saying this person's obese.
Okay, if you was Donald Trump,
he's been obese his whole
life.
You
had to be obese. That means he had to eat the best food
ever. Of course. But I'm saying like this day and age is like, okay, but at least no positive tests in the playoffs so far.
And also a positive thing, bars are open now till 1:30. Okay. Another positive. No, I'm saying Chicago's making progress to getting to normal.
Oh my God.
So again, how do you prepare, Ozzy, before we wrap up, how do you prepare for a second round? You're sitting around, your team just won.
It's managing or me must be myself right now.
No, as a manager.
Now as a manager, just same way, man. Same way. Try to figure out what I did wrong, why we can do that. Say, okay, it's what you think you did wrong. I did a couple of them wrong during the play. We played.
Okay, so let me touch that up. So watching the game, we were at an autograph signing in Indiana. I think it was Indiana when we went to the pizza place.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the World Series game. So Ozzy's never watched the World Series or whatever. So he was watching the game and he's like, oh my God, what was I doing? So he was auto-critiquing himself saying, I don't think I made that move now.
No.
Or I might have done something different.
No, by the way, everybody was, we lose the game in Detroit and I couldn't sleep. I know in the way in the boss, I was thinking, and I get up talk to the general manager, like, man, I said, what? I said, no, you made the right move. You did. That's what you're supposed to do. What do you want to do? I said, no. That's what people think I should do. But my gut feeling,
What was the other?
it was opposite.
Have you ever?
I will.
So when you manage, you think it's better to go by your gut or by because Joe Torre's always said, I always went with my gut.
What did he? Was that?
Yeah, but
was it the Mets or with the Yankees?
Yeah, but the Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah, was you gut feeling?
You know what?
I'm
gonna say this, and again, I hope I don't get tweets, messages. I hope that they don't say, no. I'm saying because I'm gonna talk about managers, and again, I'm not allowed to talk about managers allegedly. So, my favorite manager, and he laughs at this. It is Buck Showalter, but it's a guy named Tommy Lasorda. Not a very good in-game manager, the great motivator, but he would not do anything crazy. He would literally just sit back, relax,
and motivate the people.
And motivate the guys. So I think that you need to know what your strong suits are moving forward. But I do believe this. Do you believe you ever won a game where you said we shouldn't have won that game?
Oh, yeah, a few times.
When you're like, oh my God, we should have not won that game.
And I win more games coaching third base with the manager winning the game.
I think you saying you had more impact.
Of course, because you're going to make the move.
More impact.
Okay, the move you're going to make, you just know what you think. Easy. That's easy one with the Burley's perfect pitch, perfect game. I put somebody in the outfield.
You made the impact.
And people, even my coach,
because you wanted to win the game.
Even my coach go, what you doing? No, don't do this. Why? I said, no, jinx it. Why jinx it? What is jinx? I said, man, I get paid to win games. I don't get paid to protect no hitter.
So I'm going to talk about that real quick. So I think in the age of, and we're going to end it with the bat flip, okay? And it's Fernando Tatis Jr. flipping the bat. He's celebrating in Dominican. I hate talking about bat flips. Osuna took a selfie, okay, in the thing. And this is what happens with the White Sox.
Wait a minute, he hit a home run and took a selfie.
He didn't have a phone on him, but he hit a home run off of Cincinnati.
Running first base,
stepped out, took a thing, then he did like a sidekick. Okay. I retweeted, I said, this is what's wrong with baseball. And again, people call me archaic. The team that promoted this then hit somebody. People's feelings get hurt when you're in competition. I think the reason that they had those rules was because you don't cross them right from the beginning. But I think like that sort of thing.
In my time, Ozzy,
I think
if Ozuna do that thing to me in my time, he will take a selfie. But how black is eyes?
Well, I don't think he makes it past second base.
I will. Walker will kill him.
I will show you the video.
No, don't show me.
No, I saw it. So again,
I love Ozuna. I know.
He's had a great year.
It's got a great year. So the great back.
He deserved that.
But here's something that we need to talk about, okay? And I love great players, okay? But the greatest thing a player can do in baseball is when they raise a trophy and say, I'm a world champion. If you ask Miguel Cabrera, other than his money, Miguel, I think he'll put his trophies before anything. When you ask anybody, Jim Thome, a Hall of Famer.
That's why
I regret never.
I really like winning. That's why it's hard to admit, but I really like the Luis Robert. He hits a ball 490 feet.
And he's like, we lost.
He didn't do anything.
Oh, no, yeah, I love it.
He just put his bat down.
So in the age, I have baseball is right now it's out of it has to be back. It's out of control. They have to start respect each other.
Yeah, or else it's going to get bad.
Respect each other.
At what point is it too far?
It's too far.
No, because I understand you have to have fun. And the Tatis flip wasn't bad, and it was a big
run.
Not
bad for baseball today, which we've accepted the bat flip.
Yes.
But the selfie.
But Marcel, it was in the 8th. They were up 1-0. It was a 2-run homer. He hits a home run. He runs halfway to first. He stops. He goes like this.
Against what team?
The Cardinals.
Okay. What's it called?
Yachty. Maybe because he's Latin.
D-U.
Was it the Cardinals? No,
right.
No, the Reds.
The
Reds.
Not Yachty.
Well, the manager of the Reds is Bell.
Cool.
David Bell.
You know what I would do?
Daddy. I apologize.
You know what I would do? I would hit the home run. I would get on on my four legs, and then I'd have one of my teammates walk me, and I'd walk.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. The selfie was a new one. I wouldn't be surprised if actually someone is hitting and they have their phone in their pocket. And another thing I don't like: stop MLB. Stop interviewing guys when they're playing.
Oh no, they could do something about it.
That is terrible. I'm sorry. Ball's in the gap. The guy's like he's running and he's like you don't. I know the fans want that perspective, but when you're playing
not in a playoff.
In a spring training game, do it.
Not in a playoff.
In the middle of a playoff game, you're supposed to be locked in. I don't want any of my guys being interviewed.
We talked about yesterday in the thing. Frank almost got a heart attack. Frank went off. He tweet, and Fox tweet to Frank. Hey, Frank, this is TV, you want TV. I say, what? That's why.
It's so weird.
The GMs, owners, watching that game.
I'd be very
and happy. You think I'm being the GM and see my man? Hey, well, I will call timeout.
Loriano, on the ball that Robert.
As an investment, people don't know this. If I'm the owner of the team and I invested money to win a championship, I'll be very upset that one of my guys has to be paying attention.
Loriano, they hit a ball. Robert hits a ball, and he's like, they're asking a question. Me, I'm like, don't ask me questions. I'm like, I don't like these guys. I want to win. Stop asking me questions about like
Luis Robert.
He's like, oh yeah, he's hot. You gotta like give him something. He's like, dude.
By the way, first of all, if I was Billy Bean, I said
the player is the one that has to say yes.
Okay, when I'm managing, they say, hey, you want to talk in the halfway? I said, I ain't talking. I said somebody else.
But they would do it between innings.
Okay,
that's better.
But when I see that, if I'm the owner or the GM or the vice president or the team or president of the team, that they did it with Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson was Mike going again. I said, listen, what's going on here? This is a joke. This is a Disneyland. This is a playoff.
Right. And this is a big deal.
I think in regular season I was like, playoff series absolutely not. It's just
you don't see the difference before you log off. You don't see the difference in playoff baseball. A guy gets a walk, and everyone's like
we got a chance.
Exactly. That's the difference between playoff.
If that happened, and Jack might die.
Oh, Wayne Edwards was talking about blackjack.
It's going out.
He said chin music,
and he say, "Wait a minute, this guy was there. Do you think he's going to face him in the dugout?" I said, "I'm pitching my guts out there."
I'm talking.
Really?
Well, come on. They would get mad.
It's a new game.
It's not a new game. I think there's got to be a point of you can have fun, and we accepted the bat flip, but I think the players need to reel it in. And we're not. What are we going to do? Every time we score, we're going to have guys like hug.
Yeah.
I think that there's a level of professionalism to respect your opponent.
Same way happened with the White Sox. A big fight. I don't know why. Other song I said Tim Anderson talking with the guy that was fighting in second base.
It was with Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras.
Awkward.
Bad flip. Other song hit. Other song bing bang. Other song Contreras was second base.
Hey.
Did you do that to Tony La Russa?
When he managed,
you get trained out of the White Sox.
So I think that the point that I want to touch is there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to win MVPs. Okay, there's guys that are going to win. Those are amazing accolades, and that's awesome. But at the end of the day, when you're playing baseball, you want to do two things: make as much money as possible. So that's your job.
That's the number one.
That's the number one thing. But you want to get the W. The win. How do you get it?
It don't matter now.
Well, you don't cheat, but I'm saying the win, and that's why we hate the Astros so much, meaning not me, but baseball, is because they took away something that's so pure. Because you cannot buy World Series rings. You cannot buy NFL championships. You cannot buy that type of legacy.
And I liked before we log off, because the show's about to end, and I liked what Tim said, like his quote. He goes, I'm okay with it because I gave it all, and I know everyone left it out there. So when you lose, but you lose with integrity, and you try.
Well, that's what I put. Someone thought I was talking about a specific manager. I was asking if anyone's ever cried because, sorry, my experience in men's baseball as a manager, I've lost 2 championships. I wanted to cry. I think if I was in Major League Baseball and I was a manager,
and look, we have a next player. We have a next player saying he never used to walk with the other guys. They were the enemy of the time, especially game time.
Okay,
I'm the player.
It's Wayne Edwards. But I'm saying that is the mentality that I grew up with. Of competitor. I don't even like talking to guys in my men's league.
Talk about the ring. I just got the post. They posted the ring on the
Marlins.
No, the Mexican team.
Yeah.
Okay. They posted today in Twitter. And you know what I say? I have few rings. People, believe it or not, I do have. And I say, enjoy the best you can. Enjoy this because you cannot buy this in Kmart. And how important the ring is for any team. And that's why you're like, wait a minute.
There's dynasties out there. Cleveland Indians, for example, probably one of the best teams ever assembled. Ringless. The ring is so important. That's why even
because Seattle. By the way, Be honest with you, I say
Open
that because I got
athletics.
money, but because I got rings. But when I start playing baseball, I ain't care about the ring.
No. But I mean, you wanted to
You
make
start
money.
caring about the ring when you start winning.
I'm not talking about an organization.
But this
as
is
an
organization,
organization,
yeah.
as an organization, the ring is so important. So thank you so
Hey,
much.
they're saying Wayne Edwards, before we log off, Wayne Edwards says that you would have fined him if you saw him talking to the enemy.
You would've
Oh,
fined him.
yeah.
Say, hey, fine him.
Big fine. So good luck to the teams that are still in the playoffs. For anybody who got knocked out, great job getting there. Next year will not be guaranteed. And even though whoever you get as a player, because there's good teams that lose games, even with amazing players. So thank you so much. Keep tuning in into La Vida Baseball. Follow us on social media. We have everything,
I forgot this
Instagram,
every day.
Twitter.
Right here.
But we'll keep coming here every Friday. Follow us on the podcast as well if you want to listen to any previous shows. So have a great week. Stay safe and enjoy some playoff baseball. Team La Vida Baseball. Thank you.
Also, I see you soon.